Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working in my traveler's notebook. I'm going to be using archival black ink from Close to My Heart and a Distress Oxide antique linen color. I have a stamp set here that is from Studio Calico. It's from last month's stamp subscription, I believe. So I will link the subscription available below if that's something you're interested in. And I am going to be documenting some yellow flowers. So I'm going to be using this paper from Freckled Fawn, and I'm going to start here by doing a little bit of ink blending. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide and kind of just add a little bit of yellow to my actual paper here. I want to fill in some of these flowers, and in the middle I'm going to add a little bit of extra ink to make it a little bit darker in those areas, because I felt like that would kind of bring the background in to match these photos even more. The photos that I'm documenting are on one side I'm going to do a full page photo of some yellow lilies that my husband brought home for me and my daughter at my daughter's request. And then the other photo, the little tiny photo of the yellow flower that we have, is actually a flower that my son started as a aftercare project with his school. And that was the first flower that bloomed. So I wanted to document a photo of that flower because he was so proud of himself for growing the flower. So I'm finished doing my ink blending here, and I'm kind of just lighting up that photo of my son's flower to see if I like it and if I wanted to add anything else. I am satisfied with the way that my ink blending turned out. I feel like it just adds a little bit extra to that background. And I'm going to move on and do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to do stamping on both sides of my spread. On the lily photo, I'm going to stamp Life is Good up at the top right hand corner, and then one of the little flowers that's available in the bottom portion of this stamp set, I will also include that in my photo stamping. And then on my son's flower, I'm going to stamp the circle that says Love This. So I'm going to end up picking kind of the icon-y looking flower from the stamp set and just doing a quick little stamp underneath my Life is Good. Unfortunately, I don't stamp it all the way down completely because my stamping block is way too big for this tiny little icon. So I do try to do another stamp over it to get the parts that I missed. It didn't come out the best, but for the most part, I think it looks fine. Now I am kind of dry placing the Love This stamp over my son's flower, and I really like the way that that looks, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down, and then I believe I'm going to start getting my photo adhered down to my patterned paper. Once I get this adhered down, I'm going to pull in some of the washi that I showed at the beginning and kind of see how I like it and if there is some that I can use on this spread. I do end up using it, which I was so proud of because a lot of times I pull out washi and don't actually end up using it. I didn't like the grid washi on this tape. I felt like it contrasted too much with the flowers. So I'm gonna pull in just the thin solid black washi. I believe I got that from Michael's, and then the black grid washi I got from Etsy, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But before I actually adhere my photo down, I'm going to take my inky black stamp pad from Studio Calico and kind of just rub that around my photo. I felt like it needed a little bit of separation from the patterned background, and you can't really see the difference on camera, but I feel like it does make a nice difference in person. So I'll get that adhered down and then start dry placing my washi tape around. So like I said, I do go with the thin black washi for this side of my spread, and then I am going to use the grid washi for the other side and place also a piece of the thin black washi on that side as well. Once I get these washi pieces adhered down, I'm going to pull out some of my word phrase stickers. I'm really trying to use the supplies that I have because I feel like I'm just becoming such a hoarder. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm actually using these things. So I'm going to pull out my word phrase stickers, and I'm also going to pull out some labels and a little bit as well to do just a very brief little journaling on both of these pages. For the word phrase stickers that I end up pulling out, I am going to grab one that says loving these moments. That's going to go on the left hand spread. And then for the right hand spread, I chose one that says love is always the answer. So it looks like I'm going to grab my label stickers first and get those adhered down. Or I might do that next. Let's see what I end up doing. Yes, so I am liking the green and creamy label stickers. So I'm going to use those for my journaling. And I'm actually going to place down my word phrase stickers first. So I pulled out all of my black word phrase stickers because I didn't have anything that was yellow, and I felt like all of the other colors just didn't really go well with the spread. I didn't want to bring in any like blues or pinks or anything like that, and that's really the only colors that I have for label stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out some black label stickers. These ones are from Ali Edwards. I'm not sure if they're still available, but if they are, I will link them below. And then I just read to you what those label stickers say. My left-hand spread, once I get this label sticker down, is basically going to be done aside from adding my journaling. My right-hand spread, though, I'm going to decide that I want the label to be underneath the washi a little bit, so I'm going to mess with that and pull up some of that washi. Unfortunately, I printed this picture out on my premium Epson cardstock, so if you apply something sticky to that and then pull it up, it will rip the paper. Thankfully, everything went back down the way that I wanted and covered that up. So you can't tell, but I did rip the paper a little bit, the picture, when I pulled this up. But it came out fine. It looks great, in my opinion. So I'm going to start kind of tidying up my space a little bit, and then I'm going to pull out my paper trimmer and trim 1/8 of an inch, I believe, off of each of these photos. I think I trimmed them down, or they already came 4 1/4, and for some reason when I trimmed my original Traveler's Notebook pages, I only trimmed them to 4 1/8. So I'm going to trim these down just so that they match everything that's already in my Traveler's Notebook, and then kind of finish tidying up a little bit and get my journaling added to both of these photos after I get my disc holes punched. So for my little bits of journaling that I put on these pages, for Oliver's page, I just wrote Oliver's first flower finally bloomed. And then on the page of the lilies, I wrote Roberto brought Luna and I home some flowers. And I put the dates that I took each of these photos down on both. And then once I get that done, I believe that I am done with my spreads. So I will kind of clear off the rest of the stuff off my desk and just lay it down so you can see a full shot. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you prefer to get fresh cut flowers if you get flowers, or potted flowers and plants? My personal preference is potted flowers or potted plants. So let me know down in the comments below how you like to receive flowers if you get them, or how you like to give flowers if you're a flower giver. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I do hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!